yeah, Jubilee Line, I've said about before, is just a song about how, like, when you're in London and anywhere that uses a big mass transit public transportation system, there's quite a big suicide problem. I think London Underground's like the third. Well, we're taking a bit of a dark turn. Trigger warning, by the way, for the next like 5 minutes. Sorry. The London Underground, I think, is the third highest cause of suicide. Like, I think it's after like Golden Gate Bridge and like the forest in Japan at the foot of Mount Fiji. You know, Fuji. Raxlu, I think, with the 20. So Jubilee Line is about how when someone does take their life on the underground and on the tube network, it's like almost the only response that commuters and random people will give is like, it's crazy to me. That feels so disconnected from humanity, disconnected from the human experience, that when you find out that someone can't go on any longer, the only response these people have waiting for their train on the platform is, I'm gonna be late. And that fucked me up. That hit me when I was in London. That made me like, what the fuck? And instead of you know, getting better mental health services, you can stop saying TW now, guys. Okay. Instead of getting better mental health services, all they did was just put barriers in front of the rails to stop people, and it doesn't really work. It didn't work, and I mean, it might. If it does, good job, guys, but I don't think it does, because people do still end up killing themselves. So yeah, that's what Jubilee Line's about. Not too complex. It's a bit heavy-handed, actually, coming from me. I've never dealt with suicidal thoughts or ideation, so I it's a bit of a heavy-handed song, I will confess later on down the line now, but it meant something to me when I was affected by that kind of stuff living in London. Yeah. Saline Solutions about hypochondria, health anxiety. Mimi, big hypochondriac. My entire life. Woo! Go back since I was a little kid at J Club. Little hypochondriac me. That's just who I be. That's just a part of me now. And I'm sure there are other health anxious people in the chat, and I'm just telling you, there's lots of ways of coping. They all work differently. Normally they work differently for different stages in my life. They work differently knowing... I find the biggest one is knowing the cause of why I'm feeling this way. I normally it's because I drank caffeine. What does that mean? Hypochondria is the feeling of... I'll say it in just simple terms. So imagine so you know whenever you get like a pain in your chest or something, most people go, oh, that's it, I'm dead now. You know, like, oh, fuck it, I'm dead. You know, like, it's like, that's the end. That's normal, like, intrusive thoughts, right? Hypochondria is the idea that every single thing wrong with you is the end, and you need to go to the doctor or you're gonna die. And that's, I've always had that. Ever since I was a little baby man. Little baby man. Yeah, come to Australia. Maybe one day, yeah. Oh, I'll get on to Australia in a minute. There's a cool thing I want to do, and I want to know if anyone else has done it. We'll move on from the sad in a minute. I just want to talk about just the first couple songs. So yeah, hypochondria, Saline Solutions is about me being scared I was going to die all the time. Since I Saw Vienna is about traveling, and is about the feeling of being with someone but feeling lonely. The feeling of that you have to keep moving. I haven't lived in the same house for more than a year. I'm a big mover. I'm a big zoomer. I like to go around. I don't normally stick with things very long, which is a problem I've always had. So sticking with things is something I'm trying to improve on. Twitch has been pretty mental. I've never really stuck with something for this long, and it's only been 2 years. So yeah, thank you for being here, chat. Losing Face is about me being dumped. I got broken up with, and I was told to wait for them, and then they immediately got a new partner. And that was like that, and that was my realization that, fuck, yeah, I've got to move on as well. That's what Losing Face is about. It's the whole song comes with the first verses and choruses are me drunk. I wrote it while drunk, having that feeling of I'm angry, and then the ending of the song is my genuine feelings afterwards, you know, thinking back on it. Your Sister Was Right is about me being a bad person and being reckless with others' hearts. La Jolla is about is sort of about just wanting to leave the UK, wanting to go traveling, and it basically is a continuation since I saw Vienna. I've got to keep moving, got to keep zooming around. Face reveal maybe one day. And I'm Sorry, Boris is about leaving London. That was written the week before I moved, in fact. Yeah, that's what your city gave me asthma's about. Are You Alright? The album, the EP from Lovejoy is Lovejoy's EP Are You Alright is basically just a collection of stories of mainly nights out and drinking in the United Kingdom. And Pebble Brain is a breakup album. It's a breakup with a country. The entire track list, start to finish, is in different ways me breaking up with England. Yeah. So there you go. That's done now. Australia time. Right. Fuck it.